I think that in order to find the courage to do the things that you know you should take care of, look at the situation very closely, examine it, and then decide to take it on. You got to go right into the center of it. If you try and go around it, if you try and compromise, if you try and negotiate it, it won't work. You got to take it head on. Now, you're going to feel some fear. And there's a book called, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Just feel that fear and go on and confront it anyway.
Repeat after me, please. I must see, in my mind's eye, see myself, confronting my fears, handling my fears. I'm more than able. David Schwartz says action cures fear. See, when you take some action, when you start imagining the worst possible scenario and then you move on and do something, then that begins to ignite the death of fear in your life experience. As opposed to being immobilized by it, you are energized by it. If you accept yourself as you see yourself beyond your fears, then you don't accept yourself as a victim, but you begin to see that you are more important than any fear that you have, that you're more powerful than any fear that you have. What most people do is they make their fear more powerful than they are. They make their fear more powerful than their dreams are. And that's what you don't want to do. Don't make your fear more powerful than your dreams or your passion or whatever you want to begin to create in your life experience. You've got to make you and what you want more powerful. Eleanor Roosevelt said this. She said, I believe that anyone can conquer fear by first doing three things. Do it once to demonstrate, to prove to yourself that you can do it. Do it the second time to see whether or not you like it. And then do it again to see whether or not you want to keep on doing it. By the time you get to the third step, you're already through that fear and you've handled it most effectively. Here's something else I want you to look at in terms of fear. Begin to know and accept yourself as the person to do what it is that you want to do, and whatever you have to get past, if it's fear, if it's procrastination, whatever it is, that you're not going to allow that to stop you. That you're going to get past that, that you're going to move on, that you're going to confront that, that you're going to conquer that. Because what most people do is they hide out behind fear. See, if you don't see yourself as deserving what you want, you can hide out behind that fear. Use all kinds of excuses to keep from venturing out into the real arena of life. Jack Reed said, when you realize that we are utilizing only a very small percentage of our potential, that thought itself can drive us past any fear. So decide as you look at your life, as you look into the future and say, what fears am I holding on to? What fears that I'm allowing to imprison me, that's keeping me from breaking out, that's keeping me from living up to my true potential, that's keeping me from really being happy, that's keeping me from having a sense of adventure and excitement in my life? What's keeping me from controlling my destiny? See, when you accept yourself and you accept fear as a fact, that means that it's something that happens, it's something that you're going to experience, but it is not a force to hold you back. It doesn't have any special power other than that you give it. So you accept the fact that you are afraid, and then you move on anyhow. You move on past it, and you do whatever you've got to do.
Take a deep breath and see yourself being more than capable of doing it, of taking it on, and handle it. Another technique another friend of mine does, he sees himself beyond that particular situation with it already resolved. Some people call it the as-if formula. See yourself resolving the situation, handling it, see it already taken care of, and everything worked out fine. No problems, it just happened the way you wanted it to happen. Now, another situation that you can begin to look at, and a lot of people are motivated by the negative consequences, look at the situation and ask yourself, what's the negative impact of my not handling this? If I continue to put this off, what will happen then? And think about that. Because if you don't do that, and you keep on and pretend not to know what you know and hope that one day it will go away or disappear by magic, and it won't, you will find yourself in a very perilous situation. So it's best to look at the negative consequences, and maybe that might motivate you to handle it. Another step that you should take that will help you to call on the courage within yourself is write down 3 main strong reasons on why you must take action, or you just have no choice. You have got to take action because this has gone too far. How do you keep on keeping on and not lose your drive, not lose enthusiasm, not be discouraged? And I say that you do that by how you process it within yourself. That you begin to know that if you don't get the results you want, that doesn't make you any less of a person. That this is what you have to walk through. These are the doors you have to go through. These are the hoops that you've got to flip through. And part of being successful, you've got to learn to live with failures and defeats and disappointments. It goes with the territory. And you cannot reach your goal. You cannot achieve the greatness that you want to achieve. You cannot experience the rewards of success without going through this. Now, that's just facing it and being realistic about it, that this goes with the territory. And so you decide to handle it, to suck up the wind within yourself and to go forward and handle it and realize that it's not going to kill you. Learn what you must learn from it, handle it, and keep on keeping on until you reach your destination. I don't think there's anything that has been more devastating to the aspirations and dreams of people. The fear of not being liked, the fear of not making it, the fear of success, which is the fear of failure, of not being able to hold on, of not being able to make it happen, to stay in the game. And when we have those kinds of fears, they become self-fulfilling prophecies because we focus on them and they become our predominant state of mind. What do you do about that? I think it's important for us to once again review, why are you in the game? What are your reasons for being out here? What is it that you can think about that can give you a sense of strength and courage and faith to step into the fear and do what you must do anyhow? How do you do that? Some people have to get angry. The fear of poverty is one that I have, where I've resolved I'm not going to ever be poor. I don't like what that life was like for me. The fear of not being in charge of my destiny, of not being able to determine my own worth, of not being able to determine how much I can earn, the fear of not being able to determine the quality of life that I want, to provide the proper health care for myself or my family, of someone else being responsible for that. I just cannot see giving up that kind of control in my life. And so that kind of fear drives me. Fear can immobilize you, or fear can propel you. It can motivate you. It can inspire you. So you've got to decide to let fear work for you. See, I'm afraid not to pursue my dream. I'm afraid not to go after that which I feel that I can do, for the fear that one day when I'm old, I might have a regret. Oh my God, I wish I had the courage to do that. Boy, if I had my life to live over again. I did a seminar once, and a lady was there. She was 87 years old. And I said, anybody has anything brave to say? And she stood up. She said, if I had my life to live over again, she said, I would have taken more chances. She said, all my life, I've sacrificed myself, my dreams, in deference to my husband and my children. I never did anything for me. All my life, I pleased everybody but myself. I never took any chances. I was always playing it safe. She said, I don't have my life to live over. And with the time that I have left, I'm going to take more chances. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I looked at that lady, as everybody else in that room, and we all, I'm sure, resolved, hey, I'm afraid that one day if I don't do that which I know I can do or would like to do, I might be in a seminar somewhere standing up saying, if I had my life to live over again, knowing that I won't have it to live over again. So this thing called fear, is it such a biggie? No, it really is not. It's only what we choose to make it. So you can decide, I'm afraid not to take care of business. I'm afraid not to take a chance on myself. What's the worst thing that can happen? Everybody hate me? I lose all my money? What's the worst thing that can happen if I decide to take a chance on me? People laugh at me? Okay, all right. That's a good possibility. I could become broke, so I can come back again. See, my wealth is not determined based upon what I have. My wealth is determined based upon who I am. See, no one is going to cry if Ted Turner loses all of the money that he has, or if Donald Trump loses every dime. And the reason nobody will shed a tear is because they know that these men have the capacity to do it again. To do it again. You're not determined by what you have. You're determined by who you are. So as you work within yourself, and I say that part of overcoming fear is that you want to develop an ongoing strategy, a plan of action of self-empowerment. Take time to listen to tapes. Take time to go to seminars. Take time to read books that inspire you. And as you read inspirational stories about other individuals like I do, and I say, if this guy can do it or if she can do it, I can do it. Surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to do. And as you look at them, you'll see yourself doing it. And monitor your self-talk and realize that you're more than able. You were born for this, that you have the power within you to live your dream. And as you read and feed your mind with the pictures and the dreams and the words that empower you, as you continuously work around people who also are growing and working and developing and expanding themselves and expanding their horizons, and who have a zeal and a sense of adventure about them, who are mountain conquerors, being around that kind of environment, it does something to you. It stimulates you. It inspires you. And you said, hey, I can do it too. And you find yourself doing little things, and then you start growing and developing your self-confidence. And eventually, the fear that you experience will be something that you use as a tool to your advantage. Every time I speak, I'm afraid. I never speak before an audience where I'm not nervous. I'm always afraid. I would be afraid if I wasn't afraid. And I use that to go up there and take care of business. Because I'm afraid, I use that to do research. I don't take anything for granted. And many times you can dispel fear with being competent. See, let that drive you to make sure you do your homework, to work hard at developing technical mastery, of covering all of your bases, so that whatever comes, you can handle it, because you can. Here's some affirmations that I want you to repeat with me, and some that you might want to write for yourself. I know what I want in life, and I have the courage to do whatever it takes to get it. I know what I want in life, and I have the courage to do whatever it takes to get it. Now, don't say that casually. See, if you said casually, it won't mean much to you. You want to get into that courageous state of mind. Here's another affirmation. I have the power to handle whatever comes up. Now, here's another affirmation that I love very much I want you to use. This is my decade. So every year I used to say, this is my year. Now, but one good year won't be enough for me. Can you use a good decade? Of course you can. I believe that if the universe will give us a year, it'll give us a decade. So why limit ourselves? So just get that attitude. This is my decade. It's mine. Got another one for you here. I know I can move confidently through all of the challenges that confront me. Another one is, I am worthwhile, talented, and deserve to achieve my goals. Now that word deserve, that's key. And as you look at your life right now, where is it in your life that you know that you're not really being who you really are? You know that you need to take some corrective action, that you deserve better than that you are better than that. And I say to you that a better life begins with a better you, and that will happen when you make the decision, I deserve more.